everyone, and welcome to another Chit Chat with Mandi and Caryl. I'm Mandi, the board gaming pinup girl.
And I'm Caryl, also known as Caryl Has No Tan.
So today we're taking a look at the game, The King is Dead. So if you're looking to find a certain part of the video, you can check out the timestamps below. But I think we're ready to jump into gameplay for The King is Dead. In The King is Dead, players are powerful members of the late King Arthur's court vying to be declared ruler over the Scots, Welsh, or Romano-British factions. The game consists of 8 power struggles over each of the 8 regions of the realm. Players use action cards to determine which factions gain control of which regions. Once an action card has been played, it is placed face up in front of that player and cannot be used again for the rest of the game. Players gain influence within a faction by summoning a follower to court, removing a follower from a region, and placing it in front of them. Each faction's power in a region is represented by the number of their followers within it. The game ends when the final power struggle has been completed or when the Saxons have invaded. The winner is the player who has the most followers of the faction which controls the highest number of regions. In the Mordred variant, the rules are followed as usual, but there are additional considerations. The black followers represent Mordred's loyalists and are trying to win the power struggle. So now we're ready to give a review for The King is Dead. What'd you think?
I think the game tricks you into thinking that it's very simple and that there's not much going on. It's a board, literally like 8 cards per person.
Yep.
And like small tokens. Like you look at it, it's like, it's like, that's it, right? You play it, my God. It's so cutthroat. It's just, you're like, it's like a refinement in its own simplicity, which I loved about it. Like, you get 8 cards, played over 8 rounds, being potentially, it's like 1 action per turn, and
yeah.
It's like, how do I try and win this and outsmart the other person? How do I do that in 8 rounds, 8 actions? Like, that's not a lot,
it's
right?
not,
yeah,
at all. Because you can use multiple cards, but then you have to think to yourself, what am I gonna do on the last? When we're resolving the last country there.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. But there's so much strategy in it because it's so narrow and it's so restricted. Right. That's where a lot of the beautiful strategy comes in, because you know exactly what the other person has. You know that you have a certain amount of time to do it. It's how do I optimally play this card? How do I ultimately switch which countries are going to get resolved so it's for my benefit too, right?
Right.
It's so good because it's so simple, and you wouldn't have expected it seeing how little there is to the game, but there's actually so much to it, despite how little cards or components or mechanics there are.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you mentioned this. When you first look at this game, you're like, oh, it looks super dry. The colors look dry. It looks drab. Seriously, it really does at first. And then when you look at what the story's about for the game, it actually makes the colors that they've used, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then once you start playing the game, it kind of all comes, and you're like, okay, I see where we're going now. And you're absolutely right. You think it's so simple, and they're like, whoa, this is kind of mean.
Yeah.
You want to get majorities of a certain color and then make sure you have followers of that majority by the end of the game. And you're right, it's hard because you just want to use all your cards.
Mm-hmm.
You legitimately just want to throw all your cards out to get your actions, but wait now, you have to resolve 8 different places and you only have 8 cards.
I know. It's how much do I leave to chance, and how much do I want to play more than 1 card in 1 turn? It's clear when you do that, because then the other person knows that, okay, on the last turn they're gonna have nothing, so it's all for me. It's it's so hard to know when to really invest and when to just be okay, 1 card only, 1 card only. It's stressful.
This is it, and because anytime you play a card, right, you get to take a follower from any region.
Yes.
So you're throwing off the balance of other regions when you're doing that. So like you may have had a plan, but then the other opponent goes, okay, no, I'm actually going to take it from here. Like, whoa, hold on. I had plans to make it, try and get majority of this color so I could push ahead. And it's always thinking. Like you're always thinking a step ahead of what you need to do. Yeah. So, and then that's not even with the Mordred variant with the black cubes that you can throw into the mix.
Yeah. Oh. I didn't like that one too much because I feel like that's just something that's in the way. And then it was something that we just got rid of immediately, and we went back to like, as soon as that's gone, it's like we're back to playing the regular game, and it's like, okay, how do I get this? How do I get this? And then the other thing is just like, you're in my way. Right?
Exactly. But I'm wondering if we just maybe didn't use it as much of our advantage. I think we were on the same page as like we didn't really care to use it against each other. Yeah. We just wanted it to get out so that we could go back to exactly the game we were playing before the variant. So I will agree with you. The variant I wasn't like 100% crazy on, but it doesn't break the game or anything to not play with it. So it's just an option.
Yeah, like I feel like people who want to play that variant or would like the variant are people who like to live on the edge. It's like... I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna play this instead and just wait and just see how the other person reacts. And it's like, I wouldn't do anything either. I'm gonna play this instead. It's like, who's gonna play chicken first, kind of thing.
Right. Exactly. No, you're 100% right. I totally think that's the case.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I really like this game. I was surprised. I did, and I know I'm one of those people that kind of judges games by their like looks. I'm like, oh, this looks boring, but I enjoyed it. And I mean, we all know a little bit about this history. Oh my gosh, my favorite line, the Saxons are coming.
The Saxons are coming. The Saxons are coming.
I mean, if they're coming, that's a problem because now it's like nobody's winning this game. We don't want the Saxons to win. But I really, I enjoyed it. And even though it was like, it could be a little cutthroat, you're always thinking. And I think I liked that about this game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the only criticism I can have of the game is that maybe for 4 players, they kind of stretch themselves on that one by making it like, oh, you're playing in teams instead. And, I kind of like it when people are acting individually.
Well, the team one is weird because you are acting individually, but you're a team when it comes down to the end scoring. So but I agree with you. I do think it should have been like a 2 to 3 player game and 4 player.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I personally like it at 2. I think 2 is awesome. 3 is great too. 4 for me, I played it a couple times. Yeah. It's just being honest. And I did have some issues, like component-wise. Osprey always makes very nice games. I love the box, the way it opens like a book. I love that. The board is a problem for me. Mine is really, really stiff, and it actually looks like it's starting to wear in the middle where it folds. Yeah, so I have an issue with that. Yeah, so it doesn't quite sit properly, and if you push too much, I actually think it'll snap. Yeah. So I have issues with the board. Sure. The card quality is nice. They're nice and thick. They have a bit of slip to them. So,
but my biggest complaint about the components, just in general, is that 2 of the colors are almost identical. If you're looking at that under like, a really warm tungsten light or something, they're virtually the same. Because I had trouble figuring out like what are these cards, like which one's which. Like it's orange and it's like a red. It's so hard to tell unless you're
Those are the ones you had a hard time with? Yeah. I had a problem with the green and the blue. I thought the green and the blue, I was like, whoa, they're so close. I just like different shades.
I didn't expect that at all. I thought you were going to say like, oh yeah, the red and the orange were so hard. It's like the green and the blue, really?
Because I found the red looked like a purple. Like it looked like, see the color behind me? It looked like that versus the orange looked like orange to me. It was the blue and the green that I thought were very, very close because one looked kind of like a turquoisey, kind of dark turquoise, which is a mix between blue and green. And then one was supposed to be green.
This is so weird. So if we're having trouble with this, can you imagine someone who's colorblind looking at this?
Oh yeah, they'd be at a complete loss. Now, it really just comes to knowing, like, that's just your color.
Yeah.
And the cards on the other side are exactly the same.
Yeah.
But still, you're right. It shouldn't be this complicated to delegate out color.
Yeah. Like, it's true. It doesn't affect gameplay, but, like, knowing which deck is mine, like, it is too close.
Yeah, no, I agree. So they could definitely change the color on that. So, and even within each color, the cards are not the same color. So yeah. So definitely something they could fix on a next print run. But overall, I like this game.
Yeah.
And it was a surprise for me. I didn't think I would like it just based on the way it looked, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, this one really surprised me too. Like I was expecting like a dry like cube pushing like based on real geography game, and it's like cubes, real geography. But the game itself is brilliant. Like, I love just how it's so narrow and so tight. It's so good.
Right. So definitely, if you like that kind of, would you fall into the category of like area control a little bit?
A little bit. Like, it's more like area control, area manipulation in a way.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
And card management too, I suppose.
Yeah.
But,
exactly.
yeah.
So if you like those types of games, I think this will appeal to you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
So I think safe to say we both really liked it. So never judge a game by its cover. So that's our review for The King is Dead, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.